tear for the cause of the content, man for the forefield, for the only man, for the slender, for the sluggish of the streams, found homes taunting, which scorned the partial wood. Gods overpay my love for the granting me freedom for the state, seeking for the sinner, for the having to prevail. Your dear is dangerous, lords that rule the life for the moon, the planets and the parties of the bond. Pity for the solitary that the shot, the billiards are ready for thought for the tenderness, speed in the shower, sweeping in the showers in the spring for the visit of the valley, breaking away the close and the faint in the morning, the sweet for the silver, the ever, the loaded and willing. Hundreds of trees seated on hold me through, hold me through. Castles, melodies dancing shadows that still draw you.
The green grass growing, morning wind is in it.
The green grass growing, morning wind is in it. Tune worth the knowing, though it change every minute. The tune of a spring, for a year playing over, for the robin, for the wing, for the pursuing.
The green grass growing, morning wind is in it. Tune worth the knowing, though it change every minute. The tune of a spring, for a year playing over, for the robin, for the wing, for the pursuing over, pausing lover, thousands of acres, goes for the land, for the nimble, for the flowers, tiny feet for the shakers and worship them ever. He has the winning sound, they summon the dearest, saying half the ground you peer, half time yet run, summer, scorch, delicate, prime, love, dawn, comer, sad, south, yours to brief, time that miss that face with poor flowers, fair, choose enough members, your society, glory, your show, love, piety, pie, your command, April fools, summer comes to clover to the Jenna, to the falling in the blue eye petal for the eye lover, for the coming and you quickly coming to the budding of a blowing, you're for the wind to be perfumed and sixes to tune for the worth of the knowing, and you could be betrayed but burying your true for the herd, earths of the howling witness for the truth to listen, in front of the fall for the phrase, for the forest, for the toning, for the pilchers in the eye and over the riverside. Cardamom for the blueberry, Carlon for the vines, Feedy for the Ethiopia sweet, Philly for the pleasant, for the fancies overtaking me, and I said with the influence it preferred. Elect for the dreams and decent, beautiful for the vines to apply your vine, deemed and wisdom to the berries, and I went back to the heavenly sent place. War for the nine, for the name, for the birds, for the gun, for the disc, for the wood, for the road, for the target, for the stalk, for the rope, for the over the eating, over the mountain, over the post. Unarmed for the facing dark and danger, with the heart of trust and love, it's so well of us a high behavior. Your man for the maid, for the speech and refrain, nobility for the noble way to repay. My friend, teach me to be just like for you, for the susceptible over the nature of the shell, mine for the own affairs with the tent to the proper cares and the rain for the sun to the frost. Sun, rain, and spoil the farmer's day. You be blight for the inside the park, for the prosperous, the beautiful, the seeming and not to wear, for the yoke of the conscious masterful, for the galls are everywhere. Cannot you can shake it off the gall for the neck of it, the making of the seat. Look at the face in the glass and the eyes and the eyeballs to meet. Enchanting. Your goal makes you seem wise, but the morning mist with the grounds and then proud and proudly roll for the throats and softly eyes, and the speaking of the purple of the mountain and yet the ancient wood. Your night for the day, for the love, for the crime, for the leading of souls and all this wood. The green grass growing. Morning wind is in it. Tune worth the knowing, though it change every minute. The tune of a spring, of a year playing over, for the robin, for the wing, for the swaying over, pausing lover, thousands of acres, goes for the land, for the nimble, for the flowers, tiny feet for the shakers and worship them ever. He has the winning sound. They summon the dearest, saying half the ground you appear, half time yet run, summer, scorch, delicate, prime, love, dawn, hummer, sad, south, yours, the brief time that missed that face with poor flowers, fair, choose enough members, your society, glory, your show, love, piety, pie, your command, April fools, summer comes the clover to the gin, to the falling in the blue eye petal for the eye lover could be coming and you quickly coming to the budding of a blowing. You're for the wind to be perfumed and sixes to tune for the worth of their knowing, and you could be betrayed but buried. You're true for the herd, herds of the howling witness for the truth. Listen, the found for all for the phrase, for the forest, for the toning, for the torches in the eye and of the riverside. Call them on for the blueberry, call on for the vines, feedy for the Ethiopia sweet, feely for the pleasant, for the fancies overtaking me, and I said with the influence it preferred. Elect for the dreams and decent, beautiful for the vines applied. Your borrowed deemed and wisdom to the berries, and I went back to the heavenly sent place. War for the nine, for the name, for the birds, for the gun, for the deuce, for the wood, for the road, for the talk, for the stalk, for the wood, for the over the eating up of the mountain, over the post. Unarmed for the facing dart and danger, with the heart of trust and love it so well it was a high behavior. Your man for the made for the speech you refrain, nobility for the noble way to repay. My friend, teach me to be just like for you, for the susceptible over the nature of the shell, mine for the own affairs with the tent to the proper cares and the rain for the sun to the frost. Sun, rain, and spoiled the farmer's day. You be blight for the inside the park, for the prosperous, for the beautiful, the seeming, and not to wear, for the yoke of the conscious masterful, for the galls and everywhere. Cannot you can shake it off the gall for the neck of it, the making of the seat. Look at the face in the glass and the eyes and the eyeballs and the meat. Enchanting, your go makes you see lines for the loneliness with the grounds and the crowd and crowley road for the rose and softly eyes and the speaking of the purple and the mountain and yet the ancient wood. Your night for the day, for the love, for the crime, for the leading of souls and all this wood. Green grass growing. Morning wind is in it. Tune worth the knowing, though it change every minute. The tune of a spring, of a year playing over, for the robin, for the wing, for the swaying over, pausing lover, thousands of acres, goes for the land, for the nimble, for the flowers, tiny the green grass growing. Morning wind is in it. Tune worth the knowing, though it change every minute. The tune of a spring, of a year playing over, for the robin, for the wing, for the swaying over, pausing lover, thousands of acres, goes for the land, for the nimble, for the flowers, tiny feet for the shakers and worship them ever. He has the winning sound. They summon the dearest, saying half the ground you appear, half time yet run, summer, scorch, delicate, prime, love, dawn, hummer, sad, south, yours, the brief time that missed that face with poor flowers, fair, choose enough members, your society, glory, your show, love, piety, pie, your command, April fools, summer comes the clover to the gin, to the falling in the blue eye petal for the eye lover to be coming and you quickly comes into the budding of a blowing. You're for the wind to be perfumed and sixes to tune for the birth of their knowing, and you can be betrayed but buried. You're true for the herd, herds of the howling witness for the truth. Listen, found for all for the phrase, for the forest, for the toning, for the approaches in the eye and of the riverside. Call them on for the blueberry, call on for the vines, feedy for the Ethiopia sweet, feely for the pleasant, for the fancies overtaking me, and I said with the influence it preferred. Elect for the dreams and decent, beautiful for the vines applied. Your fire, deemed and wisdom to the berries, and I went back to the heavenly sent place. War for the nine, for the name, for the birds, for the gun, for the deuce, for the wood, for the road, for the talks, for the stalk, for the wood, for the over the eating up of the mountain, over the post. Unarmed for the facing dart and danger, with the heart of trust and love it so well it was a high behavior. Your man for the made for the speech you refrain, nobility for the noble way to repay. My friend, teach me to be just like for you, for the susceptible over the nature of the shell, mine for the own affairs with the tent to the proper cares and the rain for the sun to the frost. Sun, rain, and spoil the farmer's day. You be blight for the inside the park, for the prosperous, the beautiful, the seeming, and not to wear, for the yoke of the conscious masterful, for the galls are everywhere. Cannot you can shake it off the gall for the neck of the making of the seat. Look at the face in the glass and the eyes and the eyeballs and the meat. Enchanting, your go makes you see wines for the morning mist with the grounds and then proud and proudly road for the rose and softly eyes and the speaking of the purple and the mountain and yet the ancient wood. Your night for the day, for the love, for the crime, for the leading of souls and all this wood.
used to throw these sensitive parties for art rap. No regrets, but I was foolish to start that sophisticated fucker left the bitch at the bar tab. And now we just throw pizza parties where there's Game Boys for Tetris, a full-size fold-out map of a mistress. Milo decorated, now he's done, so he's restless. And it's up to me to finish up the guest list.
For the only manny, for the slender, for the sluggish in the stream. Found homes taunting, which scorn the partial wood. Gods overpay my love for the granting me freedom for the state. Seeking for the sinner, for the having to prevail. Yo, dear is dangerous, lords that rule the life for the moon, the planets, and the parties of the bond. Pity fit through the solitary death, the shot, the billiards are red with thought with the tenderness. Sweet in the shower, sweeping in the showers in the spring for the visit of the valley. Breaking away the close and the faint in the morning, the sweet for the silver, the ever, the loaded and willing. Spiral far off for the near, for the underbird. Color for the car, for the blue, for the before, for the tree. Tear for the percuss, for the content, man for the forefield, for the only manny, for the slender, for the sluggish in the streams. Found homes taunting, which scorn the partial wood. Gods overpay my love for the granting me freedom for the state. Seeking for the sinner, for the having to prevail. Yo, dear is dangerous, lords that rule the life for the moon, the planets, and the parties of the bond. Pity fit through the solitary death, the shot, the billiards are red with thought with the tenderness. The shower, sweeping in the showers in the spring for the visit of the valley, breaking away the close and the faint in the morning, the sweet for the silver, the ever, the loaded and willing. Spiral far off for the near and for the underbird, color for the car, for the blue, for the before, for the tree, for the courageous and this, for the delicate and overture. You can leave for the tardy concert for the year, for the armor, for the near, for the drawn, for the sun, for the maid, for the wife, for the own, the marriage, and the plants, and then maybe the salt in the lines, and the flow, the flow, the vein, the sunburst, the surge, the crate. All over the lakeside, you can find the arcade. You touch with the genius, and you rag, lift up, no faces in the style. Within, hereby, eloquent, inhabitable for the subdued, so spacious, for the traveler, perchance, for the tedious work, for the signal, for the soon forgotten picture, for the man, for the landscape, for the army of power. But this is not for the known, for the drawn, for the use, for the harness and the beast and the bird, for the insect, for the work together, for the rock, the harmony, for the prose, and virtue, to falling to the rock. The chemist is the finding the loaded jars for the draw. Each shred for the diamond to use, you can find the kind, for the weapons that are with all yourself to be for the chemical, eat and keep, think and spring the flood for the fur. Cheap for the summers and live slow, for the metals and bottomless pebbles and elements, and you can find the periodic table. For the frost and the strong masters and road for the large and the bounds and the small for the carpet acres and the fine cordially. Quality enough to find you ascending for the glad, for the sleeper tree for the broad. Orchards to the racing for the bees, and these are the atoms and the poise of itself for the whole. Yo, showers, me with the the gentle love, for these could be the colors of the sounds, for tenements to the beauty, for the miracle, the generative force, for reaching your astronomy, of course, the purposes is a God, love, truth, liberty. Liberate yourself. Tear for the cause of the content, man, for the forefield, for the only man, for the slender, for the sluggish, in the streams, found, homes, taunting, which scorn, the partial wood, God's overpay my love. Tear for the cause of the content, tear for the forecast of the in the streams, found, homes, taunting, which scorn, the partial, God's overpay my love for the granting me freedom for the state, seeking from the sinner for the habit to prevail. Your dear is dangerous, laws that rule the life of the moon, the planets and the parties of the bond. Pity for the truth, the solitary death, the shot, the billions of red, the thought for the tenderness, speed in the shower, sleeping in the showers in the spring for the visit of the valley, breaking away the close and the veil in the morning, the sweet for the silver, the ever, the loaded and willing. Smile far off in the air for the underbird, cut for the car, for the blue, for the before, for the tree, for the courageous and this for this delicate and overture. You can leave for the tardy concert for the year, for the hour, for the near, for the drum, for the sign, for the maid, for the wife, for the only marriage to the pants, and maybe this all of my mind, to the fall, the flow, the main, the summer, just serve, the good. All over the lakeside, you can find the arcade. You touch with the TVs and you back clip up, no faces in the cloud. Within, nearby, in the habit move for the subdue, suspicious enough for the traveler. Perchance, for the TVs, bro, for the saloons, for the suit, forgotten the picture, for the landscape, the army of power. But this is not for the known, for the draw, for the use, for the harness, and the BC, for the because we're content, man, for the forefield, for the only man, for the slender, for the sluggish in the streams, found, homes, taunting, which scorn, the partial wood, God's overpay my love for the granting me freedom for the state, seeking from the sinner for the habit to prevail. Your dear is dangerous, laws that rule the life of the moon, the planets and the parties of the bond. Pity for the truth, the solitary death, the shot, the billions of red, the thought for the tenderness, speed in the shower, sweeping in the showers in the spring, for the visit of the valley, breaking away the close and the veil in the morning, the sweet for the silver, the ever, the loaded and willing. Smile far off for the near, for the underbird, cut for the car, for the blue, for the before, for the tree, for the courageous and this for this delicate and overture. You can leave for the tardy concert for the year, for the hour, for the near, for the drum, for the maid, for the wife, for the marriage to the pants, and maybe this all of my mind, to the flow, the main, the summer, the surge, the great. Tear for the cause of the content, man, for the forefield, for the only man, for the slender, for the sluggish in the streams, found, homes, taunting, which scorn, the partial wood, God's overpay my love for the granting me freedom for the state, seeking from the sinner for the habit to prevail. Your dear is dangerous, laws that rule the life of the moon, the planets and the parties of the bond. Pity for the solitary death, the shot. Tear for the cause of the content, man, for the forefield, for the only man, for the slender, for the sluggish in the streams, found, homes, taunting, which scorn, the partial wood, God's overpay my love for the Tear for the cause of the content, man, for the forefield, for the only man, for the slender, for the sluggish in the streams, found, homes, taunting, which scorn, the partial wood, God's overpay my love for the granting me freedom for the state, seeking from the sinner for the habit to prevail. Your dear is dangerous, laws that rule the life of the moon, the planets and the parties of the bond. Pity for the solitary death, the shot, the billions of red, the thought for the tenderness, sweeping the shower, sweeping in the showers in the spring for the visit of the valley, breaking away the close and the veil in the morning, the sweet for the silver, the ever, the loaded and willing. Smile far off for the near and for the underbird, cut for the car, for the blue, for the before, for the tree, for the courageous and this for this delicate and overture. You can leave for the tardy concert, for the year, for the umber, for the near, for the charm, for the sun, for the maid, for the wife, for the room, the marriage, to the plants, and maybe the salt in our minds, to the flow, the main, the suburbs, the surge, the crate. All over the lakeside, you can find the arcade. You touch with the genius, you right clip up, no faces in the style. But then, hereby, eloquent, inhabitable for the subdued, so spacious and for the traveler. Perchance, for the tedious road, for the lagoons, for soon forgotten picture, for the man, for the landscape, for the army of power. Tear for the cause of the content, man, for the forefield, for the only man, for the slender, for the sluggish of the streams, found, homes, taunting, which scorned the partial wood. Gods overpay my love for the granting me freedom for the state, seeking for the sinner, for the having to prevail. Your dear was dangerous, lords that ruled the life for the moon, the planets, and the parties, the bond. Pity for the blue, the solitary death, the shot, the billiards are ready for thought, for the tenderness, sweeping the shower, sweeping at the showers in the spring, for the visit of the valley, breaking away the close and the feeling, the morning, the sweet, for the silver, the ever, the Lord, and willing. Spiral far off for the near, for the underberg. Come for the car, for the blue, for the before, for the tree, for the courageous, and this, for this delicate and overture. You can leave for the tardy concert, for the year, for the umber, for the near, for the drawn, for the sun, for the maid, for the wife, for the own, the marriage, to the plants, and maybe the salt in our minds, to the flow, the main, the suburbs, the surge, the crate. All over the lakeside, you can find the arcade. You touch with the genius, you right clip of no faces in the style. Within, hereby, eloquent, inhabitable for the subdued, so spacious, and for the traveler. Perchance, for the tedious road, for the lagoons, for soon forgotten picture, for the man, for the landscape, and the army of power. But this is not for the known, for the drawn, for the use, for the harness, and the beast, and the bird, for the insect, the work together, for the brought, the harmony, for the prose, and virtue, and bonding to the rock. The chemist, the fun, and the loaded jars for the draw. Each stratum for the adapted use, and you can find the for the weapons of earth with all use help to be for the chemical eat and deep, think and spring and flood for the fur. Cheap for the summers and live with slow, for the metals and bottomless, pillarless and elements, and you can find the periodic table. For the frost and the strong masters and rope for the large and the mounds and the small for the carpet of early acres and the fine cordially. Quality enough to find you ascending for the glass for the single tree for the broad. Orchards to the racing and for the bees and these are the atoms and the poison of itself for the whole. Yo, showers me with a gentle love for these could be the